What's up, guys? Alvaro here, and welcome to the Bilingual Stock Market channel again. Let's go ahead and talk about some stocks and about the total brutality, the total bloodbath that we saw today in the market. And let's start out with the S&P 500, which went down today a whopping 3.25% and closed today's trading session at 3,666 points. So now the $1 million question is, can the S&P 500 keep on going lower without seeing at least a relief rally? The decline, guys, that we have seen in the case of the S&P 500 during the last 7 trading sessions has been the most aggressive and noticeable decline that we have seen ever since this bear market started out in early January. So check this out. I am going to pull up here a 10-day chart. The S&P 500 has fell in 7 trading sessions a whopping 12%. So needless to say, we are very overextended. Nothing can go either up or down in a straight line. And if we take a look at the RSI of the S&P, it is sitting on the 4-hour chart at 25 points, 21 points rather. Keep a close watch on the RSI of the S&P 500 on the 4-hour chart, guys, because every single time that the RSI of the S&P has hit 17 points, we have seen at least an acceptable relief rally. So this happened on June 13. It also happened in late February, and it also happened in late January. And after the RSI of the S&P hit 17 points, we saw relief. We saw 3 relief rallies so far. So this is an aspect that is something that you have to keep a close watch on in the next trading sessions. When it comes to the trades that I might be potentially taking tomorrow, and when it comes to the most important areas of support and resistance for the S&P 500, today we didn't close at a session low. That is something kind of positive, and I am, quoting kind of positive, because the low of the session was 3,639 points. By the way, this is a new 52-week low for the S&P 500. So this is going to be obviously the main line of defense for the bulls. And when it comes to the most immediate task that the bulls need to carry out, that is going to be, obviously, guys, taking on the fat number of 3,700, which is an area in which the bulls failed today on one occasion. If we happen to see a sustainable relief rally, if tomorrow we happen to see a big green day in the S&P 500, watch out for 3,800 points or 3,820 points each. This is the lower pivot back from May, and this is an area in which I believe that a sustainable relief rally or a noticeable relief rally of the S&P 500 might be finding a lot of resistance. So this is going to be an interesting area in order to buy put options. Keep also in mind that the markets are going to be closed on Monday in observance of Juneteenth. And on top of that, tomorrow we have Quadruple, which is a day that occurs only 4 times a year. So tomorrow we are going to have a massive expiration of options, of stocks, future markets, and indices. So that's a day in which obviously we see a lot of volatility. And we are seeing a lot of volatility as of now. But on Quadruple Witching, and regardless of the situation of the general volatility of the markets, we see usually a lot of volatility. So keep also in mind that the VIX, the volatility index, went up to the 11%. You guys know that the VIX is based on the options market of the S&P 500. So whenever the VIX goes up, that implies that we have a greater amount of market participants buying put options relative to call options. So we can make the case that as of now, and since the markets have been going down like crazy during the last 7 trading sessions, we can make the case that as of now, we have a lot of put options that might be expiring in the money tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and that is going to be a temptation for the market makers in order to push the markets higher tomorrow in order to force most of the holders of the puts that might be expiring in the money tomorrow to apply a stop loss. And by doing so, the market makers are going to be saving a lot of money when it comes to the puts that are expiring, that might be expiring tomorrow in the money. So that is something that you have to be aware of. As of now, guys, the S&P 500 is, get this, 24% of the highs, This doesn't imply that we cannot go any lower, but we are very, but very oversold. And from a mechanical standpoint, we are due for a relief rally, despite the fact that we haven't gotten any good news in the, let's say, latest weeks. No good news at all. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the NDX. The Nasdaq 100 goes down today 4% only, just like that, and closes today's trading session at 11,127 points. And in the case of the NDX, we are also seeing a very aggressive decline that has accelerated in the last trading session. So the NDX, let me pull up here a 10-day chart. So the NDX has gone down in 7 trading sessions. Get these guys, just like the S&P 500, 12%. This is a lot. We are oversold. And as I just told you, in the case of the S&P 500, whenever the RSI of the Nasdaq 100 has gotten down to 18 points, we have seen relief rallies. So it happened recently on June 13, and it also happened back in late February and also back in late January. And after that, we saw relief rallies over here. So when it comes to the most immediate task that both bulls and bears need to carry out, the most important line of defense for the bulls is going to be 11,000 points. I am going to pull up here a 3-year chart. I want to show you guys this. So take a look at this, guys. 11,000 points happens to be a previous support back from November of 2020 and also a previous resistance back from July of 2020, and it is obviously a fat number. These kind of numbers, guys, 11,000, 12,000, 13,000, they tend to act like a magnet. So if tomorrow we happen to open lower, watch out for the bulls potentially finding support at 11,000 points and then bouncing back up. That might be a trade that we could take maybe with call options. And when it comes to the most immediate task for the bulls to the upside, that is going to be taken on 11,600 points. This is the lower pivot that the bulls hit back in mid-May. 11,600 points, 11,580 points. As of now, the NDX is trading, let me see over here, 35% of the highs. We are only 5% away, guys, from hitting a correction or a crash of 40%. And obviously, you guys know that these technical charts of the S&P 500 and the Nasdaq 100 are absolutely broken. We have clear downtrends. These indices are trading below the moving averages. We have declining moving averages as well. So obviously the sellers are in absolute control of both S&P 500 and Nasdaq 100, but we are very, but very overextended to the downside. And despite the fact that we could go lower because the trend is our friend, we are about to see anytime soon a relief rally. Now let's go ahead and take a look at Adobe. And by the way, guys, before going over Adobe, I want to show you the trades that I closed in today's trading session. Yesterday, I sold a cover call of Tesla. I was paid $9,630, and today I bought back this call because Tesla fell off a cliff. Tesla went down today something like 7 or 8%, and I paid $6,945. I ended up making over here something like $2,500. What are they for me, guys? And I also bought, in this case, I bought a call option of Tesla that expires on December 16, the $600 call, and I ended up closing this trade a bit before the closing bell, and I made $530. So what do you know, guys? In a day in which the markets got absolutely killed, I ended up making almost $3,100. How about that? Take a look at Adobe, guys. I haven't checked on the earnings report of Adobe. Adobe goes down today during regular trading hours 3.14% and closed today's trading session at $365. Let me pull up here the one day chart, the 1 day 1 minute. And Adobe isn't down that much. It is kind of recovering. As of now, Adobe is down 3%. So let's see what they did over here. So let's see, what is the earnings report at? So adjusted EPS came in at $3.35, beating the estimate of $3.31. Sales came in at $4.39 billion, beating the estimate of $4.34 billion. Do I have guidance over here? So they beat, this was a beat across the board. They beat on sales, and they also beat on EPS. And let's see, I have digital media revenue came in at 3.2 billion versus consensus of 3.16 billion dollars. So um, they couldn't beat the estimate when it comes to digital media revenue. And digital experience revenue came in at $1.10 billion versus consensus of $1.08 billion. So they beat on digital experience revenue. This was a very solid report so far. Let's see, Adobe shares are trading lower after the company issued Q3 revenue guidance below analyst estimates. So I don't have um, the information, the exact information when it comes to guidance, but apparently sales guidance is below, or revenue guidance is below estimates. So what could be happening tomorrow in the case of Adobe? Adobe is trading after hours at $358. It is a bit oversold. The RSI of Adobe is sitting at 29 points. What's out tomorrow? What's out tomorrow for, guys? $370. Sorry, guys. 370 bucks is a previous support back from early May. So, I'm taking into account that Adobe is a bit oversold. If the bulls can take on $370 on good volume and momentum, they could be potentially being able to fill the next important gap up to $395. 395 bucks is a previous support back from late April. This could be a trade if we happen to be able to take this trade the way that I am describing it. Over here, this would be a 6% profit trade. However, what happens if the markets get killed tomorrow once again? And take a look over here on the 4-hour chart. We can see a clear death cross with the 50 SMA about to cross below the 180 SMA. So what happens if Adobe goes lower tomorrow? What would be the next foreseeable support? $340, guys. $340 happens to be a previous support back from early May of 2020. And get this, guys. I didn't notice this. So as of now, Adobe is trading below the all-time high previous to the COVID-19 crash. How about that? As of now, Adobe is trading, let me see over here, half of the highs, 50% of the highs. I don't think. I mean, everything can happen in the markets, but I don't see Adobe going down to $340. That would be very extreme. And if that happened to be the case, if Adobe happens to pay a visit down to $340, then the RSI of the stock of this company is going to be way lower. As of now, it is pointing at 24 points on the 4-hour chart, and that is going to increase the likelihood for the bulls of Adobe to find support at a previous area of support and then bounce back up. So what's out for Adobe tomorrow? Either paying a visit down to $340 and then bouncing back up, or maybe bursting above $370 per share. And now let's go ahead and take a look at Apple. What is going on in the case of Apple? And mind you guys, full disclosure, I own Apple calls as of now. I bought the $130 call. 2 contracts actually that expire. Those contracts expire in mid-November or so. So Apple goes down today 3.97%, closes today's trading session at $130.06. Apple is not that oversold. We can see the RSI of the stock of this company, of this huge company, sitting at 32 points. So what happens if they happen to kill the tape tomorrow once again, as they did today? Watch out for a potential visit to Apple down to $123. $123 happens to be a previous support back from May of last year, and it is also a previous resistance back from October of 2020. Jesus Christ. This is an area in which Apple is very likely to come across with buyers. However, if we pull up here the 4-hour chart, we have a broken technical chart. Apple is trading below the moving averages. The sellers are in absolute control of the stock of this company. However, if we happen to see a relief rally in the general markets, sorry guys, Nasdaq 100, S&P 500, that rally is going to have to be led by the most important stock of the markets, which is Apple, obviously, right? So wherever Apple goes, so does the market. So $120 could be the next destination for Apple. And if tomorrow we happen to see, as I just told you guys, a relief rally, the next gap that Apple is going to have to fill to the upside is going to be up to $130. And that is actually my price target in order to sell out of the calls that I got today. And with Apple, I am going to wrap up this video. Thank you very much for your attention, and thank you very much for hanging out with me once again. Remember and keep in mind, guys, that here on the Bilingual Stock Market channel, we are posting stock market update videos Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays as well, 3 or 4 hours after the market closes. So if you want to get all of the notifications of all of our videos in a timely manner, you have to be subscribed to this YouTube channel. Sorry, but you also need to activate the notification bell right up there. Follow us on Instagram as well, guys, at Bilingual Stock Market. And remember that this is the Bilingual Stock Market channel, the YouTube channel in which we talk about the markets. But we do things differently because we talk about the markets in 2 different languages, English and Spanish. So you can pick your preferred language. But most importantly, this is the YouTube channel in which we know that the wonderful world of Wall Street is not for geniuses, it is for entrepreneurs just like you guys and myself. My name is Alvaro. And I will see you guys on Monday. No, sorry, on Tuesday, because this is going to be a long weekend. Once again, 3 or 4 hours after the market closes. Peace out.